So, y'all, I'm on my way to Wilmington, North Carolina. And let me just say that apparently there is no such thing as roads being built. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know the first year they start, building roads and highways and bridges, but they ain't never fucking stopped. Here it is in so-called 2020, and every fucking where I go, roads is being built on, fixed. It never fucking stops. You want to get some job security? Learn how to fix a fucking road. All right, that was just a plug for road fixing. My construction workers out here in these streets, cars breezing by. If you want job security, learn how to fix a road. I wanted to come in here and have a couple lighter videos today. We dealing with we got the Coon Olympics going right now, so I figured I would do something light. I watched this movie. This movie called Fatal Attraction, starring Nia Long and Omar Epps. Now, y'all know Nia Long and Omar from Love and Basketball. I seen some posts about them. We reunited, it feels so good and shit like that, right? And I knew, based on the premise of this movie, it was gonna be some bullshit. But I said, I know this shit gonna be funny as shit to me. So I watched it for the comic relief. And one, I don't know why black folk, and it wasn't, a white man directed it. The Caves directed it. But I don't know why these type of movies are the ones. Like, these the ones we be involved in. Relationship style shit. It's just like, Love and Basketball. Fatal Attraction. This is not my particular genre. I feel like we're more creative than this, where we don't have to make black men and women look crazy. I mean, you got black men crazy as hell, and this one was Omar Epps. Or you'll have a movie like Acrimony with Taraji crazy. And either way, it's like, motherfuckers is crazy as hell. We not all crazy. Not some of us is crazy, okay? Not exonerating the whole team, but I feel like there's more we can do, okay? But I watched this shit, right? And let me just let you know, it's gonna be some spoilers in this motherfucker, okay? There's gonna be some spoilers in here, so if you into that, then there's gonna be some spoilers. So, in this movie, Nia Long is a married woman. Happily married on the surface, right? She got the, middle class, upper middle class. She's a lawyer who's branching out to start her own firm. Her husband is some type of architect, or at least architectural design. He working in that. They got a big, nice home. Got a daughter off in college. Been married for 20 years. Been married for 20 years. Okay? On the surface, everything is cool. You learn early on that the husband suffered an injury. And he's on all types of medications. Not making Nia feel, her name is Ellie in the movie, not making her feel as sexy. Don't that be a problem sometimes for married folk? After 20 years, that's a long time. So sometimes, chemistry can get to be a little bit off. Some of the passion and things like that may dwindle and increase. It's kind of, it's kind of a roller coaster ride sometimes, but they got to that point where, he done got injured and she not really feeling sexy like she's supposed to, right? And they consult on a case. They bring in a consultant, Omar Epps, who is a hacker, a computer guy, computer guru. Now, we learned early on, we know Omar crazy before she meet him. Okay, that's how the movie set it up. Like, the movie comes on with a black woman full-blown in the caves. Just loving the caves. And her and the cave gets murdered. So we knew Omar crazy before Nia had a chance to even lay eyes on this motherfucker. Okay? But they bring him in on this case. And they know each other from college. They went to college together. So he comes in talking about how good she looking, you know, they've been knowing each other for a while. They flirting back and forth, you know, working on this case and shit like that. And he's adamant about taking her out, wanting to see her and stuff like that. She's married as fuck. And like a lot of motherfuckers do, they just want to keep trying regardless of whether somebody's married or not. So he works her down to where they go out. Have some drinks, right? Because that's what people do. They sit around getting drunk as fuck. She agrees to it. She wanted to make them really a Three's Company type of thing because her homegirl was supposed to go there with them, but she backed out, and then it ends up being just Nia and Omar's crazy ass. Now, they getting drunk. She notices that her phone is ringing and shit. And she like, well, that's my husband. But we good. Don't worry. Ain't no leash on me. I'm free out here. And starts talking about the issue she's having in her marriage where she's not feeling. She says she feels like she's laying next to a stranger. So they're not communicating like that. This is, you know, common theme, marriage, you know, go through these rough patches and things like that. And of course, this piques his interest because he's able to, now he's going to try to work this angle as to where you deserve to be treated, you know, with the respect of somebody who love you. One of them type niggas. I'll be your Superman, right? Women beware of Superman ass niggas, especially immediate Superman ass niggas who don't really know your personality, but if they hear you having some issues with your man, they're gonna try to come in and swoop in to save the motherfucking day. Beware of these type niggas, right? You think somebody would know that. But we know common sense ain't so goddamn common. So they drinking and shit like that. They go to some club, drinking more, and he's just feeding her wine. Women, let me also say this to you. You think this would also be common sense? When a motherfucker is feeding you wine and liquor and wine and champagne and just getting you full of drinks, something is a brewing. Okay? Something is a brewing. The motherfucker got a trick up his goddamn sleeve, like, just want you to get drunk. Another bottle of wine, please. And, you know, more shots, and they go to drinking at this club, and they end up slow dancing and shit. And they had a moment on the dance floor. And Nia Long ran from that moment. She did that wife thing that people do. Where they break a little bit weak, like, no, I can't, I gotta go. She went to the bathroom. Omar Epps. Now this is, I don't got this type of heart, you know. He follows her into the fucking bathroom. Like, no, you're not getting away from this shit. So he follows her into the fucking bathroom. They start kissing and shit. He throws her ass up on the goddamn counter. They about to get it in. Well, looks like about to get it in. He go to unbuckling and trying to get up in there. And she stops him. The wife in her says, I can't do this. I can't be involved like this. I can't. It's already went too far. I don't need to be in this situation. Good job for her, right? Omar is disappointed because now she's trying to avoid him. Like, I don't need to be in this situation, which is where she should have been from the beginning. Shouldn't be going out with motherfuckers. You know, you got a husband and shit like that. But, you know, she breaks away. And around this time, we learn that Omar in therapy. for what happened to his ex-wife. Now, but we know he killed the ex-wife and the cave-ass little boyfriend. But he in therapy for this shit. And now he telling his therapist that he's seeing somebody. So if you didn't know he was crazy off of watching him murder his ex-wife in the cave, you kind of get a piece of his crazy right here in this therapy session. Where the therapist is like, yeah, I forget the ex-wife's name, but it's like, you know, you went through a lot in that situation. Because she don't know he killed the motherfuckers either. But then he say, well, I'm seeing someone now. And we all know that he not seeing no one. Like, you went out on a date with somebody who's married and almost got you some pussy, got you some pre-pussy. And this nigga turned all the way out over some pre-pussy. Like, how you turned out over some pre-pussy? Look, y'all women, it's rough. I know it's rough on y'all. This motherfucker got turned out over some married pre-pussy. He didn't even get in there. He didn't even get in there. Turned the fuck out, somebody seeing somebody. So we know at this point, okay, this motherfucker, okay, he one of them. Crazy as fuck ass nigga, right? So she spends her time trying to avoid him. But he's texting, calling, you know, crazy. She's trying to, you know, she getting back into a good place with her husband. This motherfucker just texting, calling, talking about he's sorry, he apologizing, running up on her, acting like he just happened to see her. Talking about he's sorry and all this shit. Like, this being crazy as fuck. He's like, you're not returning my calls. If you have to say that you're not returning my calls, stop calling. Like, to me, it's simple. Like, I mean, I'm not crazy as fuck, but if you got to say you're not returning my calls and you're not answering to my texts, then leave people alone. That's what you should do. But this motherfucker is crazy. He's decided that they together. That's what he's decided. And she done told him, look, no, man, like, nah, I'm good. Stay away from me, my family. Like, she tried to put her fucking feet down. Stay away from me and my motherfucking family. But then he's threatening to expose to her husband what they did at the club. He an old computer motherfucker, so he got the footage of him sitting there grinding on the dance floor and shit like that, and he's threatening to really expose her to her husband. And she like, look, man, you fucking tripping. Stay away from me, my daughter, my husband. Just stay the fuck out of here. Right? She's trying to try that route. That shit ain't working. It's not deterring him. What he decides to do is fuck with her friend. So one day, the husband, Nia's husband and her, they're having a dinner. They have the friend over. I forget the friend's name. But she's like, oh, well, I hope you guys don't mind the +1 I brought. And this crazy ass Omar up at the house. And she is taken aback, right? She taken aback by seeing this motherfucker up at the house. She taken back by that shit. Like, what the fuck? But she tries to play it cool. Right? She tries to play it cool. And then they get isolated into a situation where she tells them again, she puts her fucking foot down. I need you to stay the fuck out of here, man. You need to make an excuse of why the fuck you need to leave right now. And you need to get the fuck out of here. Now, at this point, when she sees this motherfucker is this type of crazy, you might as well go ahead and tell your husband what happened. You might as well go ahead and tell him. Because this motherfucker is blackmailing you. You know you're not going to give in. Nothing's stopping him from sending this footage and giving this information to your husband. So you might as well go ahead and get ahead of this thing. But that ain't what she do. She decides instead to stalk his ass. Follow him. And see what the fuck going on in his life. So she makes her way into his crib. Gets into his computer by using her name as the password. And he finds pictures, she finds pictures of his ex-wife and the cave that she was fucking with. And she starts finding all these pictures of her. This motherfucker been stalking her, which you notice that if you know, up until this point, you kind of see him in places where she is, and he's sending packages and records and all types of little crazy shit doing. She found all these computers, and she's still trying to warn the friend. Because by this time, the friend and then they done fell out. Because Omar went and told a friend what happened between them. He gave his version of the situation. And the friend gonna side with Omar. Like, how the fuck, what type of bitch are you? You, the friend, Ellie's friend, y'all been friends for a minute, and you side with some random ass new nigga? You side with him? This is one of the parts of the movie that was, you know, because the movie's not great, but this is one of the parts of the movies where you like, women don't really do that. You siding with a new stranger ass nigga over your homegirl. But that's what this bitch does. And she continues to fuck with Omar Epps. And the whole time, Omar's fucking with her, fucking her and everything. He's still stalking Ellie. He wasn't even okay. He's still worried about the pre-pussy and getting full-blown out pussy with the friend. And he ain't even worried about that. He's still obsessing over Ellie. Crazy as hell. This motherfucker, and as Ellie, Nia's character, is following him, she finds out the husband playing golf with this motherfucker. And it looks like he gonna beat the husband's ass on the golf course, but he fights it back. But something's really wrong with this motherfucker, Something's wrong with him. So now Nia's snooping into his past, trying to figure out what's wrong. She finds out what happens to his motherfucking wife. She sees the story of what happened to his wife, and she automatically knows that he killed her. So she's trying to warn the friend, and the friend is ignoring her calls and shit because they had fell out over this nigga. So she trying to warn this hoe. Once she got in the house and got that computer though, she had the hard evidence, and she sent her this. And then she started getting suspicious of Omar sitting there, right? And Omar knocks her the fuck out. The friend, he just knocks her out. He knocks her the fuck out. Right? But then it's on. Because the motherfucker ain't going nowhere. So now he this type of crazy on the loose. And it's tough managing loose crazy. We all know that, right? So he ends up, of course, breaking into their house. Almost shanked the daughter. He almost shanked the goddamn daughter. So he done been in their house and everything, watching them have sex and all this shit. Watching Ellie and her husband have sex. Again, they men and shit. Once all this crazy shit goes down, where the friend is injured, even though he didn't kill her, she has to come clean about the situation to the husband. She had to go ahead and get it out now because it's done got out of control. She comes clean to the husband. And the husband says, well, why the fuck didn't you just talk to me about this shit? If you knew you was breaking weak, you knew you was susceptible to fuckery, why didn't you just talk to me about this shit? He's upset, but he tells her that I love you anyway. He forgives her. Some men would call this a simp move, but you've been married for over 20 years. You're not going to let your wife be into a situation where, unless you got some other shit you got going on her side, and he didn't have nothing going on. They had built their life together. They got their daughter together. He wasn't doing shit. So it wasn't like he was looking for out like, aha, I get to, now I get to go fuck with this bitch I've been trying to fuck with anyway. So I'm going to leave your ass. He wasn't on that type of time. He was worried about wanting to keep his marriage together. Basically said, you stuck with me. We just gonna be here. I'm mad, but I forgive you. It's cool. Let's rock out. I mean, it was just pre-pussy anyway. You didn't full-blown do it. And in 20 years, that's a good run. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's all you've done in 20 years, that's a good run. I know y'all might not like that, and that may be too much, but that's a good goddamn run. So he forgives her, right? Again, crazy still in the loose. They assume he's dead. But she found out this motherfucker ain't dead. One night she goes up to the office, finds her, one of the workers, because she started a private firm, her own firm, She finds her knocked the fuck out. And he calls her and says, you left them alone. Because she done went to the office. Now, this crazy motherfucker at the house. He's at the house. So she rushing back home. She calls the motherfucking police. Like, y'all need to get out there. Send somebody out this motherfucker. She goes back home. Oh, my crazy ass at the house, right? And he confronts her like, we can still make this thing work. Like, this motherfucker is crazy as fuck. Like, we can still make this work. She sees the daughter's boyfriend tied the fuck up, and she's like, wait, where's my daughter and my husband? Like, what the fuck have you done with her? Basically, doing that shit. And he going on this rant about how they can just be together and all this shit like that. And she picks up a motherfucking knife. She grabs the knife. And she's easing to him like, yeah, maybe we can do that. She's trying to do that reverse roll. Like, yeah, maybe we can, just to soften him up a little bit. Get close enough to him, she tried to swing off on him with this knife. He sees it coming, blocks it, grabs her. I don't want to hurt you, he says, right? Now, we see throughout the movie, Nia be out here jogging and shit, so she fit. Thick as fuck. That's a sidebar. She thick as hell now. But she fit. So he grabs her, but she breaks out of that shit. They go through a little scuffle. She hits him upside his head with a motherfucking, like a vase or some shit. Now, here's one of the things I don't understand. Maybe some of y'all can help me out. Why is it in movies, when a motherfucker is trying to kill somebody, and they get them knocked out or knocked down, they run away? She knocks him out with the vase. She has a knife in her hand. She, in my mind, and this is with all these motherfucking movies, she's supposed to shank him at least 6 times while he's knocked out. She's supposed to stab that motherfucker about 6 times right there. Then go ahead and get it out the way. But that's not what motherfuckers do. Why is that? I hate that shit. Like, motherfucker trying to kill me, I knocked them out. They got killed while they were knocked out. Like, that's what happens in my story. Like, I'm just not knocking a motherfucker out that's trying to kill me. Then killed other people. You got the family in here. Someone, we don't even know where they at, really. If I knock them out, I'm killing. They got killed while they were knocked out. Or at least tied up. Something. But motherfuckers will leave motherfuckers knocked out and they'll just walk off. And they always wake up. They always wake up. Every time. So she goes upstairs and finds her husband and the daughter tied up. She breaks them free. Now, all 3 of them are running from one motherfucker. I don't understand this either. It's not like he came back from the dead. He's normal. He's a normal motherfucker. 3-on-1, you can't win that. There's a problem in the family. That's how I feel. We at our house. Now the husband should have a gun. I don't know why he don't have nothing to protect his family. I don't know what's going on with that. But a lot of these motherfuckers be in these suburbia style places that they think that they don't have to defend themselves. Motherfucker, 1 versus 3, no. That's not gonna work. I'm not running. We not running. We're converging. We finding him, because since my wife was dumb enough to leave him alive, if my wife like, baby, did you kill him? You knocked him out. Let's go kill him. Like, what the fuck you mean you knocked him out? You got a knife in your hand right now. Why ain't he dead? We have a whole full-blown altercation right there. That's what happens. We not running from this motherfucker though, because the cop pulls up. Omar kills the cop. Luke Cage cop shows up. He gets knocked off. He gets knocked off. And now they running from him. Right? They send the daughter off. Like, baby girl, get the fuck out of here. She gets in the car and goes on. Dad stays behind to try to help defend, as he should. But 2-on-1, Now Omar 1-on-1 beating the husband's ass. Because they get into a physical scuffle and shit. He beating the husband's ass. Husband has no hands at all. Just Omar beating his ass. But Nia helps out. She hits this motherfucker with a big ass stick, which is what the fuck she's supposed to do. I get so tired of seeing women, they man be sitting there getting his ass whooped, and they'll do shit like jump on the other motherfucker's back. Like, what is this move? Like, does that help? I don't see that ever helping. So I respect Nia for picking up a big ass log and hitting this motherfucker. Stop jumping on backs, ladies. It's not doing nothing but getting you flipped over and fucked up. It's not working. You don't straddle somebody's back. You come up with something a little better than that, okay? Okay. So, and the end of this movie is really anticlimactic. I mean, you know what's going to happen here. You know. He slides off the end of this cliff thing, and Omar does after they get through fighting him down and shit like that, and he ends up falling into the fucking, falling onto the beach, into the ocean or whatever. So he ends up dying. And, of course, they live happily ever fucking after. But here's the thing, man. Fatal Attraction. Here's what you can take from this movie. It's not a good movie. The acting's not good. The plot is played out, in my opinion. To me, it was comedy. I was crying, laughing the whole time, like dying laughing, because you know the characters in these type of movies have to make dumb decisions to make the movie go on. That's what they got to do. But this shit was fucking comedy to me. Like, that's what I looked at it. I looked at it for comedy. But one of the things you can take from this movie is, one, if you are married, you're a married woman, and your man isn't doing anything wrong. He ain't stepping out. He, you know, y'all just having a little cold patch. Communicate. Communicate with your man. You should be able to communicate with your man. Let him know what's going on. I'm thick as fuck. You know, like, what's the problem? Been married that long, and I done kept it tight. I'm out here jogging on the beach, and what's the problem? Have that communication open with your man, or your husband, or wife, vice versa. Communicate, y'all. If y'all gonna be in these situations, communicate. Black men and women, have a gun at the house. Like, I don't care where you move to. You get into these upper middle class situations, that's cool. Have you a gun? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to not have something to defend yourself. Know how to fight. Because I was questioning Nia Long in some situations where she run up on this motherfucker where he at, but she has no gun and she doesn't know how to fight. She showed no, you know, karate class or nothing like that when she taken in this movie. Know how to fight if you're gonna be running up on people, or have you a gun. It just has to happen like that. And even if you are at moments of weakness, beware of crazy motherfuckers, because they exist, and you can't even get into a pre-pussy situation. Like, don't be just tongue kissing all hard and be like, no, I can't. Like, just do the no, I can't before you even get to that point. That way it's not fucked up, it's not confusing. Everybody understands what's going on. But that's what you can take from this movie, you know. If you haven't seen it, you can go watch it for the comic relief. It's not that good. And again, we've seen this type of shit before. I'm ready for our people to start being in different types of movies. Something that can, you know, make you think. This was not something that will make you think at all. It was trash. It's a trash movie. If I had to rate this movie, I would give it trash. That's what I rate the movie, trash. But it is funny as hell to me. See motherfuckers being that type crazy and people making these types of decisions that just don't make no fucking sense. But if y'all seen it, let me know what the fuck y'all think about the movie. You know, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. I know some of us we like the actors and actresses, so we'll act like the movie just good because they in it, and that's just not the case in this movie at all, or any movie if you ask me. But y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think about the movie in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Links to follow me on social media in the description box. And it's been a Team Rob review. Mad love y'all. Hope y'all liked it. I'm out.